Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wingcat Sports, and it's Tigers time. We haven't talked about Tigers in a long time. Lots of offseason moves that they've done. Not really like big ones, but some moves have happened. Arbitration and kind of getting into our view of what we expect next season to be. So starting with our moves since the season has ended, uh, mostly going off of who's left the team, who hasn't. Um, Bo Brisky, Jason Foley, Gunther, Job, Ty Madden, and Reese Olson all were activated off the 6-day DL. The second, basically, the season ended. They designated right-handed pitcher Alex Lang for assignment, and then we have signed Jake Rogers, Matt Vierling, Bo Brisky to 1-year contracts, along with adding to our team Drew Anderson, who was in Korea last year, I believe, and Kenley Jansen, who was the top closer in the league last year, despite being pretty old. He was the top of the league last year, going into it.
Right.
So it kind of helpful with the bullpen. That's the main thing we've done. Outside of that, there hasn't been too many major things happening in 2025 and 2026. There's a few things. We traded Justin Henry Malloy to the Rays for some cash considerations, I believe, because we designated him for assignment. We signed Kerry Carpenter, Riley Green, Tyler Holton, Zach McKinstry, Will Vest, Casey Mize, and Torkelson, all to their arbitration contracts for the year. The only one we're kind of still fighting with is Skubal, because we kind of offered him 19. He wanted 32. And it's just how arbitration is. You try to find a middle where you want to meet. Otherwise, there hasn't been, again, anything major this offseason that I would say on the offensive side of the ball that has changed. But in the bullpen and pitching staff, it probably will look a little bit different next year. According to ESPN, your starting rotation at the moment will consist of Skubal, Flaherty, Olson, Mize, and Job again.
That's pretty good starting rotation.
Which was basically our rotation last year. We'll see how Job's doing. We'll see how Olson's doing starting the year. I would not be surprised if Milton ends up as a starter if someone's hurt, because he did great last year.
Mm-hmm.
If he's not, he should at least be in the bullpen if he is not on the team. It looks like our bullpen is not fully updated from last year, actually, when I'm looking at this, because we don't have Jason Foley anymore, but you will have Tyler Holton. Tommy Canley, I believe, is gone. I think he only signed a 1-year deal.
Good, he sucked.
Will Vest, Bo Brisky, Hannafy will be on the team.
What happened to that guy from the Cardinals?
What guy?
From last year. The guy we got traded in the end.
Oh, I don't know if he's going to be on the team either.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, ESPN has not updated their depth chart, which I don't get why they would have not updated their depth chart. So maybe they updated their roster.
Right.
That's 2025. So they didn't. Oh, no, they updated it a little bit.
Kyle Finnegan. Yeah.
Kyle Finnegan. He wasn't from the Cardinals. He was from the Nationals. Really? Finnegan will be on the team next year, so that will kind of help.
He will be? Okay.
Yes. Gibson, Long, Hannafy, Holton. Horn should not be on the team. Brent Herter will be there. Kenley Jansen
Do they
should be
expect
there.
Job to be
I don't think
ready
Joe
for opening day?
He's not on the DL anymore. Or the IL. He's activated, so maybe he's good enough to start. We'll click on him a little bit, see where he's at. Montero probably will end up in the bullpen, if not minor league starter. Expect him to randomly start. Will Vest will probably be in the bullpen. Montero, so they kind of have updated what's going on here, just not fully. But your bullpen should be better next year. Your catchers are probably going to be Dingler and Rogers like they were last year.
Yeah.
I do think we need to get a left-handed hitting catcher. Depending on this, probably will be Rogers' last season, and I'm going to guess Lorenzo will be up in the next couple of years.
They're
to
all
be the
fairly
backup.
young.
They are, but I expect Lorenzo to probably
play
Rogers.
for next to nothing. So maybe he's a good backup.
He's about to be a backup with how Dingler played last year winning the Gold Glove.
But
he lost his starting job.
I don't think he would. I don't think he's going to.
Dingler is 27 right now. I don't know if we're going to keep him past his contract just because Lorenzo's supposed to be this top catching prospect. So we'll see what ends up happening.
Really? Okay.
Yes. Yes. Infielders. Here we do have Gleyber Torres back. He did re-sign with us as well. So it's probably Torkelson at first, Torres at second. Trey Sweeney better not be in the major leagues next year.
Where's Javi?
He's outfield. If you read a little bit.
Oh man,
I,
no.
honestly, with how we have stuff going, McKinstry should probably play short. Colt,
There's your thing. Let's find us a shortstop, a real shortstop.
Javi's your shortstop.
Well, I know he is, but you said he was in the outfield.
What personally, how my lineup would go for opening day would be Colt Keith at third, Zach McKinstry at short, Torkelson at first, Torres at second. The reason why is I'm not trusting Parker Meadows in center field anymore.
Well, aren't they bringing up that phenom?
I don't think so.
Oh, I think they should. Matt Jones or whatever his name is. What the heck's his name? I don't know.
Max Clark.
That's it. I hear that guy's phenomenal.
I wouldn't bring him up unless you're trading people. Trade Parker Meadows.
Well, yeah. Get rid of Parker.
Because personally, my outfield right now is going to be Baez, Green, and Perez. Baez in center, Perez in right, Green in left. And then Kerry Carpenter's your DH.
Too, but he's your DH.
But he can play right.
He can play right.
There's your rotation. Parker, I'm sorry, you have not played as well. Wenzel Perez is a switch hitter. He can handle the left-handed at-bats when needed. He can handle the right-handed bats when needed. Right. Jomani Jones played fantastic last year when you needed him to hit those right-handed at-bats. I'm sorry, now.
I'm telling you, if that guy, Max, whatever his name is.
Your time, Parker, your time on the team is limited.
Yep.
In my opinion.
You better have a phenomenal spring.
You have a great spring. It's same with Perez, though. Those are your two you're looking at. Matt Vierling is going to be on his last year playing with us, whether he's playing third at some points this year, center, left, right. He's going to be your utility guy on top of McKinstry. It's probably his last year because the young guys are coming in. He's 29. Not to say that that's old, but when you got all these young prospects knocking on the door, it's time.
It is. You're right.
In fact, they have Jace Jung and Hao Yu Lee both on our 40-man roster. So I guess we'll see how that goes.
Well,
he's from Taiwan.
Like I said, I'd love to see. We got to get a legit shortstop or
Javi's going to be playing short, but he played great in center last year. I would play him in center because you probably have a better lineup with him in center field, at least a more trustworthy lineup with him in center field. But you could put him at short, and your outfield could be fine with Wenzel at center, Carpenter in right.
I want that kid up.
You're not going to get that kid up. You have too many people.
Send them, trade them.
Deal with it. They're not going to. They're ruining their chances. You're going to give him another year in AAA. That's what you got to do. Unless they force his hand.
He better force their hand.
I say you got to force their hand. That's where we're sitting right now. It's going to be interesting where the offseason goes. And your expectations this year should be winning the division. You should have won the division last year. You should have been in the ALCS last year. 2 straight years you should have been in the ALCS. And probably 2 years ago, you should have been in the World Series. You probably could have beat the Yankees and been in the World Series. I don't know if you would have beat Toronto this year, but you should have been in the World Series 2 years ago. You have a great history in the playoffs against the Yankees, and you probably could have been in the World Series 2 years ago if you had taken care of business against Cleveland. Last year, you couldn't take care of business in Seattle. You had multiple opportunities to, again, make it to the ALCS, and you blew it. And I don't know what you have to blame it on. Is it the offense not getting enough, or is it the pitching? But the pitching held its own in that Seattle series. Your offense didn't get going. And I know that's the biggest issue that most people have with the Tigers this offseason is that they did not address the offense. No. It is the same offense going back out on the field.
And they're probably hoping that they're going to take a few steps forward. People like Riley Green and Spencer Torkelson will be better than they were last year at the plate. I don't know if, like I said, Javi had his best year with us.
He did. He was the best player in the postseason.
So I'm not.
So he's, overall, when it came to batting average, the best batting average on the team from a starter, because that is lying. It was not Zach Kinstry. Dylan Dingler, 278 on the year. Jamani Jones.
That's not good enough. You need 2 or 3 people batting close to 300 or over.
You had Jamani Jones, who batted 287, which wasn't bad. He played 72 games for his limited at bats he had because he had 129 at bats. So that's mostly him coming in late. But Riley Green could have a 40 home run year. Kerry Carpenter, a fully healthy season. He's the next one you have to look at. I love Kerry Carpenter, but he's hurt every year. If he has a fully healthy season, he's knocking on 40 home runs. Torque, if he can continue what he did last year and not have the year he had 2 years ago, he could hit 40 home runs.
Right.
You have the offense if it wakes
Is
up.
that what they're hoping for? Is that the reason they're not going after anybody else?
There has
hoping
to be.
Colt Keith gets better. Hoping
There has
Torres
to be
is better. And
that has to be your assumption because we'll just go off for home runs. Riley Green had 36 last year. He could do 40 this year. He could hit 50 potentially, but he could hit 40. Spencer Torkelson, if he has another good year, he batted 240 last year.
without these long bad stretches.
Yes. If Spencer Torkelson could hit 40 potentially. Kerry Carpenter, he only played 130 games. You put him in for 20 more games, he might hit 15 more home runs. That would have put him at 41.
Yeah.
He could hit 40 if he plays a whole season. Colt Keith, if he bats a little better, he had a 250 average, not terrible. He bats a little bit better, could hit 20.
Well, we expect him to draft.
Dingler, I saw someone put the prediction out that he hits 40 this year. I don't think so, but he could hit 20, 25. You could have a very powerful offense. Wenzel Perez, 13 home runs through 100 games. I think Wenzel Perez could hit more than 20 home runs.
I still think they need to make one really impactful signing. Just one.
They do.
One guy.
There's something they need to do. It's a trade, though. You have to make a trade.
You're going to be. That's where we go.
You have to make room. You do not have room.
Eric Skubal, we need to really. I just cannot see them signing this guy, and so they. Need to look for a place to trade him.
I would trade Skubal, as much as it's a terrible thing to say, and it's blasphemy. I would trade Skubal only because. How confident are you with him? Yes, he wins you last year. He won 13 games for you off of 21 quality starts. So 13 wins for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you could potentially trade for somebody, sign somebody to help in that case to at least get you 3/4 of that off the starter? And then work off the better bullpen that you potentially have.
Right.
If your offense does well, it's going to help your pitching. And that's what matters. ERAs last year. If I got to figure out our ERAs from our starting pitchers. Where the hell is it? There it is. 2.21 out of Skubal. So he's allowing about 2 runs a game. Fantastic. Jack Flaherty was almost 5 runs a game. Not great, but if your offense is going, that's great. Casey Mize was almost 4 runs. Reese Olson was 3. About 3 runs a game. You had Tommy Canley in the bullpen typically giving up 4 runs if he were to pitch 9 innings.
He's horrible.
He did not play well, which is why he's gone.
I don't like him.
Paddock, I don't think he's on the team anymore.
Paddock's not on the team. No,
he's not on the team anymore. He has 632.
Who's that one guy we were like, oh, you make fun of the guy we got from Minnesota?
That was Paddock.
No, he's gone. The Oriental guy, the Japanese.
Oh, Maeda.
Is he gone?
He is gone. He's been gone.
Right now.
Your worst pitchers this year, and most of them aren't on the team anymore. But I'm going to go off of whoever. Your Quiddy's not on the team either. Charlie Morton, who you traded for, had a 7 ERA.
Is he signed?
I don't think so. He's not on the team because he has a star next to his name, so he's not on the team. Bo Brisky, the only one who's still on the team, he had a 6.55 ERA. It's tough to figure out. Who do you trust in this bullpen this year? Who do you not? You should win the division. Again, there's no reason you shouldn't win the division.
Oh, I don't know how are the other teams.
They haven't done anything.
Nobody.
The White Sox traded away their best player yesterday. Luis Roberts Jr. is now a Met. The Twins have done nothing. The Cleveland has done nothing. Kansas City has done nothing.
Well, then you should.
The division, in my opinion, has not gotten better. You're the only team that might have slightly improved, and that's just because of pitching.
And well, again, I also think because we have the players on our team that have the potential to be better. We have several players that could go further, and they should. Green should be better.
You have a higher ceiling, but the White Sox should be 5th place again because they didn't do anything to improve. They made themselves worse. Again, I believe they're trying to get out of Chicago at this point.
Really?
I think they're trying to do a major league, make the team suck as much as they can so the sales go as far down. So the team's shipped down to Chicago for Nashville.
Huh.
That's where they're going to move. They're going to move to Nashville.
That's interesting.
That's been the rumor that they're going to move to Nashville, that they've looked at
the other teams in Chicago anymore. They're sick of being second for the Cubs. I don't blame them. Nashville would be a great place.
That's the rumor is Nashville.
White Sox?
Probably change the name. The White Sox probably wouldn't exist anymore. But but it's also a sad thing that their ownership in Chicago sucks. You haven't tried to have a winning season in like 5 years, and you are trading away literally all your best guys. You have nobody on the White Sox. And then the same thing goes with the Twins. You know, they could be anywhere. Some years they're good, some years they're bad. But the crappy thing about baseball is you play the same people every year. It doesn't matter. You play the same people the same amount of times. So, you know, it sucks. And then same thing with Kansas City and Cleveland. I haven't seen improvements. Cleveland had a negative run differential last year. And they won the division. You had a plus 67 in run differential.
I'd like to see, I think a Tarek Skubal trade, if we got the right kind of players, would bring a lot of excitement.
Trade him to Pittsburgh for Paul Skeens.
Ooh, I would do that in a second.
Because you get another couple years of control.
But don't you think Skeens is every bit as good as Skubal?
Yeah, but you get a couple more years.
They ain't going to do that then.
But
why would they do that?
But you get a couple more years of control.
But why would Pittsburgh do that?
Because you get Skubal, you sign to extension. And that ruined Skubal's career because he's in Pittsburgh, but you know.
Well, I'm just saying, why would that don't make much sense for Pittsburgh to do, unless you're going to give him something else.
Instead, Pittsburgh's willing to give him the money, or somehow get Paul Skeens on this team. Somehow. With Skubal, that'd be amazing, but that ain't going to happen. But in general, when you look at it, you should win the division next year. There's no reason with a plus 67 run differential that you should have fallen off the way you did at the end of the year. You were 2-8 in your last 10 games last year. If you would have just won 2 of the more games in that last 10, just like what we talked about with the Lions, if they wouldn't have failed at the end of the season, you would have won your division.
Right.
You would have won the division.
Like I said, let's wait. I have no real predictions for it until I see what happens with Derek Skubal, what they're going to do.
I even think without Skubal, you should win the division.
They should get somebody really good for this guy. And at least
Skubal's the biggest issue right now because we don't know what they're going to do. You're in arbitration talks. You're far away. It's not even Skubal. It's more of his agent, Boris, that is the issue. Scott Boris is a terrible person when it comes to sports contracts. He's a terrible person when it comes to he just makes these long drawn out. I think more lately he's even taken more to media and tried to kind of split it a little bit between the team and the player just to try and get more money out of situations. I get you trying to get money. You're trying to get your client money, but you are very, very like sleazy about it.
Right.
And you try to extort the teams that they're on to maximize contracts. It's why half his players in free agency don't get contracts. A lot of them wait till very close to the year to get a contract.
Right.
Because he tries to maximize it and he goes way too far. And you might be dealing with that situation again. You might be. You might have to, this might be a long drawn out process, not because of Skubal, but because of his agent. And that's something you have to just deal with and worry about. And if you don't want to deal with, trade him away.
That's what I said. Trade him. Trade him. I want some excitement. I always enjoy seeing some new thing or something. And I just think Scooble's too old. I don't want to give him
He's
money.
too old.
I don't want to pay him money. He's 30 years old, and he's going to want, from what they were talking about, he's going to want
I think he wants an 8-year. I think he wants an 8-year deal.
Contract, $40 million a year. That's just.
And I think people need to also calm down on other things, because I know the other issue with like, oh, we need to sign Alex Bregman. We said we're not in on Bregman. They thought we were going to go after Bo Bichette. We didn't go after Bo Bichette.
Well,
we weren't even interested in Bregman. We had bare minimum interest in Bregman because he didn't want to be here last year. Why do you want to sign someone who doesn't want to be here?
Right. Well, I mean, we offered him a pretty good deal.
And you did.
And he took it less to go to Boston.
So now he's a Chicago Cub. Bo Bichette, he went to the Mets. I don't even know if you talked to Bo Bichette. But there's guys you just passed on. You didn't fully care about. And that's fine. That is fine. But you just got to figure out what you're doing. You got to figure out what you want to do. Go into this year, win the dang division, because that's what you should be doing.
I mean, I like what the Tigers look like, but I just like to see them get a few more, maybe another bat, and settle this Google thing. Either trade them or give them or sign them, either or. I just don't see. I don't want to risk anymore. Right now, he is at super high value. I don't want to risk him getting hurt or something happening and you get nothing for this guy. Because you aren't signing him to a long contract. You might free agency, get him this year.
I said arbitration 14 days ago was $13 million apart. And it's probably gotten closer and they probably talked, but you're probably not signing him to an extension. It's too much money. You're probably not signing him to an extension.
How many players do you think you can get for Scoop?
A good amount of prospects.
Like 3 or 4.
But
right?
Here's the other issue you have to play when you're going to trade someone like Scoop. Right? You're going to get prospects. Who are you going to get? It's going to have to be pitching. Because almost every position, you have a backfill or you are already comfortable. Because you already have infielders have that are ready for the major leagues. Kevin McConkel might be on the team.
For somebody who isn't sure thing.
It's like Kevin McConkel might be on the team. Max Clark's going to be on the team in the outfield. And you're not going to replace Carpenter or Riley Green. You have a second baseman coming up. You have a shortstop coming up. So you need maybe
who's our shortstop?
McConkel.
Yeah, that's right. Did he play it already?
No, not for us, but he could be on the team this year. You have so much going on. The trading Scooble makes sense, but doesn't make sense because you need to get the right prospects if you're going to trade them.
Prospects.
But you got to get the right ones because you don't want another catcher or shortstop or outfielder where it's going to get blocked up.
I'm sure they know that. I want to get something for him. I want to get something of value for this guy.
But at the same time, we have the cap space, you have the room to sign them.
He doesn't deserve to wear Mickey Lolich's old number.
But we will see what ends up happening. It's what will happen is with the Tigers right now. I think without Scooby, you can still make the playoffs. He had 13 wins last year, 21 quality starts.